This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Love it. A little Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit. Oh, so good. Man, that's a breakfast right there. Nick Cap, thank you, sir. A little love on the super chat. Appreciate you. Alexander Renee David Diaz, thank you, sir, for a little super chat. Appreciate it. Says, haven't been able to catch the show that much because of work. I just wanted to wish you a belated Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Fins up. Let's get this dub tonight. Mistake-free football. Thank you, Alexander. Appreciate it. All right. It is time to talk to the man, the myth, the legend that is Omar Kelly. Merry Christmas, Omar. How was your Christmas weekend, my friend?
Good. Outside of quarantining and staying away from family members, it was a good Christmas. A lonely Christmas, but a good Christmas.
Wait a minute, you got COVID?
No, I don't have COVID. My
You
daughter
said quarantining. That's why I'm saying. You said quarantining.
because we've tested negative, but we have to go back. What you don't realize is if you've had exposure to COVID, which we've had exposure to COVID, I have tested negative twice, but after you get the initial test, you got to test again a week later if you've had exposure.
Okay, I see.
Check. So that's just what we're going through. And because we've got family members who are immune compromised and who have pre-existing conditions and who I don't want to kill my parents. We've got another infant involved that's immune compromised. We just decided that the best route was to stay home. Like my wife's coworkers are exposed to COVID in the hospital. They're catching COVID in the hospital. And the numbers are going up.
Of course.
The people who are treating people are catching COVID. I got coworker who caught COVID, and my daughter's preschool, my daughter's nursery is closed because people have caught COVID. So we've got too many exposures. We're all negative. I've gone 2 rounds of testing, but you just never know.
No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. The good thing is that at least, we don't have the same the kind of deaths that we've had in the past. That's the good thing, and that's because most people are vaxxed, and this one is not as strong as the other ones. And I'm not an epidemiologist, but maybe as this thing continues to morph, it weakens instead of
this is going to be this round of Omar or whatever. Omarion.
Omicron.
I don't know how they named this Omicron. Like how do we come up with this name?
I don't know, bro.
I really
just call it Fred or Sally and just make it like
are we
easy
like hurricanes now?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
I do believe that this is herd immunity right here, because this is so like most of New Orleans. I'm in New Orleans now. Most of New Orleans is shut down. And they're shut down, especially a lot of the restaurants, because a lot of the people who servers and cooks, they came Omicron. And like this is, and the funny thing is, this thing is the symptoms are so mild, and I don't know how it's going to impact people with pre-existing conditions, but apparently the symptoms are so mild that
you may not even know you have it sometimes.
You may not even know you have it. Like, because I feel completely healthy now. That might not be everybody's circumstance, or actually, let me not lie. I've always had a little migraine for a while, which is why I don't like drink alcohol anymore, because it gets worse. But it's never a fever. But these are different times, bro. We got to be safe.
I'm with you there. Folks, please smash the like button. Very important that you smash the like button. That gets the algorithms going so other Dolphin fans can find out about the channel and the family can grow and the support can grow, which is what we need. So please smash the like button, whether you're
Everybody out
listening on the podcast or watching live.
everybody out there, be safe. This thing is
Yes.
the hospitals, they're ramping up. They're losing their their people who are treating you.
Yeah.
So the people who are treating you, their family members are getting sick.
Yeah. And I'm with you there. All right, so the stage is set, Omar. I mean, everything that the Dolphins worked for the last 6 weeks, it's come to fruition. Now it's up to them to take care of business, but now they don't need any more help anymore. Now they just need to help themselves over the next 3 weeks. It all starts with tonight, obviously, because everybody kept asking me on Twitter yesterday, so who you rooting for this, that? I go, man, I don't care about any of these games. None of them mean anything if they don't win on Monday night. So, okay, everything else just fall into place.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be more perfect for you right now.
I've said from the very beginning, I'm not going to talk playoffs until you produce a winning record. And today's your chance. There shouldn't be any reason why you don't beat New Orleans outside of Alvin Kamara just going wild on you and the Saints defense just really rattling Tua and destroying the offensive line. I mean, it could happen. I mean, we've seen the NFL. Anything could happen.
Well, hey, their two badass pass rushers are healthy.
Yeah.
So that's not, out of all the guys, not that I wish COVID on anybody, but
no, I think Davenport.
Those are the two guys that I would like to be out of this game.
Davenport isn't healthy, but yeah, I mean,
well, he's got a shoulder, but it's not. It's
you got like Jordan Cameron on Jesse Davis. Like
that's my point.
Like that people ask me, oh, what's the toughest matchup? Like Jesse Davis. Jesse Davis has the toughest matchup at the spot. Like that's a, and I love Jesse Davis, but he's had a horrible season. Yeah. I mean, playing out of position, playing with a bad knee, it's a recipe for disaster. Now, in fairness to him in the offensive line, they played better in the last 6 weeks, primarily because of Tua, because let's not mistake it.
He's adjusted. He understands. Get rid of the ball. Make a quick decision.
I mean, it's their offense. Their offense is get rid of the ball quickly. But yeah, he's really got to get rid of the ball quickly. Now, so it'll be interesting to see what happens today. Ian Book.
It's like the fast dude that's getting chased by the cops. He's even faster. It's one of those things, So Tua has to play quarterback, but behind this line, he has to play quarterback a lot faster. It's just one of those deals.
And I wrote a column earlier this week. I think everybody missed it because they're in holiday mode, and I totally understand. But Tua has been ultra critical of himself for the last 2 weeks, and I found it very interesting. Not to say that he's played well in the last 2 weeks. But he knows that there's another level that he can play at, and he knows feels like, man, I'm getting there. I'm just messing up. Like last week, it was about the runs. He feels like he's missing handoffs that could lead to big runs, and it's part of his decision making. He's so critical of himself. Like I could only just go through the history of quarterbacks that I've covered. Jay Cutler, who of course was never critical of himself. Ryan Tannehill, Matt Moore. Matt Moore was just like, all right, I screwed up. Oh well.
California kid, bro. He's
those
dudes are just laid back, bro.
Yeah, don't take that as like Matt doesn't care. No, he's just a California kid. It's like it's whatever, bro. And Tannehill, I've been thinking about Tannehill so much for the past couple of days and weeks because, and the funny thing about Tannehill is, and this is why next week's game is probably going to be the game of the year, the blitzes that Miami brings, they won't bother him. It's going to have to be a 4-man rush you beat your man. Because if you show Tannehill your blitz, he's going to identify it. He's going to throw where he needs to throw. That's what he does. Now, then the game comes on the cornerbacks, the Byron Jones, the Nick Needhams, the Xavier Howards. And, you got to like your chances and odds of that. But
as long as Xavier doesn't have to tackle somebody.
Stop it.
All right, go ahead.
He's your Pro Bowl talent. Put some respect on his name. Put some dollars on his paycheck.
That's certainly what he wants.
Yeah. If these, I got to look at what cornerbacks are hitting the market this year, because if these cornerbacks get to $16 million, oh, you're going to have some problems. But anyway, but like Tua, I mean, not Tua, Tannehill, like the exotic blitzes, we can say whatever we want about Tannehill. We all know he has horrible pocket presence. It's not bad. It's horrible.
Right.
But if you show him a blitz or he sees a blitz, he's got it. If he's got comfort with the wide receivers and he got his wide receivers back. So that, to me, is going to be kind of the toughest game. I don't really see, New England at home, you've generally done well facing New England at home, but and I like their chances. I'm not a big Mac Jones believer. I think he's a knockoff version of Tua. But Tannehill's going to be a tough challenge. Now I'm not overlooking what they got to do tonight, because they things can go bad. Things can go bad.
The defense has to be ready, because I expect the Saints to try to run the ball this tonight with Kamara and Ian Book. Ian Book is a runner, so they're gonna use his legs more than his arm. I don't believe Ian Book can win this game with his arm. I don't believe he's a good passer, actually.
Yeah, Brian Flores said Sean Payton is one of the best offensive minds in the NFL, and they're technically off the same coaching tree, because they, Sean Payton is on a Bill Parcells coaching tree. Bill Belichick's on a Bill Parcells coaching tree. Brian Flores comes off the Belichick coaching tree. So they have connections and they know each other, and Sean Payton is a brilliant offensive mastermind. So we'll see what happens.
What do you expect? How do you expect
on the line?
How do you expect the Dolphins to attack them?
Offensively or defensively?
Offensively.
They got to run, bro. They got to run. The recipe doesn't change for any opponent. And to me, Duke Johnson,
especially with those pass rushers, I would agree with you immensely.
Yeah, they're not
going to have some kind of success on the ground.
Their pass rush isn't as good as their run defense, which is, this is going to be a challenge. You got to run. This game is on the offensive line. It is on the defense and the offensive line. You got to force Ian Book to make mistakes. And if you can't do that, then you're going to have success running the ball. I'd love to say that this game is on Tua's shoulders, but truthfully speaking,
he's going to have to make the running game is not going to win the game, but the running game needs to keep them honest. But Tua's going to have to win. Tua and the defense are going to have to win the game. I believe. I don't believe the running game wins it. I believe the running game needs to assist, but it's got to be the defense and Tua winning this game. The passing game and the defense will win the game when it's all said and done.
The running game is rice and beans. You got to eat it. You like the entree, whether it's fish or chicken or steak. It's
all be lame without it. Right. I got you.
It's all great, but you're going to be hungry 2 hours later. You don't have that rice and beans.
Amen.
And they got to set the table with the run game, man. And that's been the missing ingredient all year. And when Tua took over, or they started a 6-game winning streak, whichever one, they committed to the run. They're 30 runs a game right now. And that's a lot. That's a lot, especially when you don't have the efficiency to go with it. But imagine if you did have the efficiency to go with it. Imagine if you did have the success where you're getting 4 yards a pop on every run. 30 runs, 4 yards a pop, that's 120 yards. So to me, they're not going to win you the game, but they got to set the table for everybody else. They got to set the table for the defense. They got to set the table for Tua. They got to set the table for the offensive line.
How do you expect them to defend Waddle? Will they move one of their outside corners inside to defend Waddle, or will they keep their slot up against?
You got to shadow Waddle. I mean, if Miami was facing Waddle, he'd get Xavier Howard treatment, wouldn't he? He'd get.
I would hope so. I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah, Devontae's. That's an interesting question. But yeah, I would take. The thing about Waddle is he runs what Tua calls juke routes. I call them option routes. And he's making up his routes as he goes. So it's kind of hard for Xavier Howard would not like to defend that type of player just because you never know exactly what he's going to run, and it's all double moves and things of that nature. So it's not an easy assignment, but it's an important assignment. I would assume that they would put their best on him. I mean, I would. And then and you live with what Devontae does.
Right. Yeah, if he's on the outside, I see what you're saying. Yeah. If you move one of the guys inside, I got you.
Live with what it's not like Devontae's going to beat you deep or
well, he can beat you deep. You can throw it out. He can throw a fade downfield, and he's going to beat your ass. He's going to get the ball at its highest point. He's good at that. He's good at that.
Balls. Devontae's all 50-50 balls, and there's no shame in that.
That's what I'm saying. You can throw a 40-yarder downfield, and you feel pretty good about his chances coming down with it, or it's an incomplete. That's usually what happens with him. He's become. He has a little Gadsden in him in that sense that, okay, I know that he can't blaze downfield anymore, but he'll get downfield, and I know he's covered, but he still has a really good chance of catching it over the defender. By the way, T. Higgins did that yesterday for the Bengals. That was a really sweet catch yesterday. I don't know if you watched that yesterday with the Bengals.
I looked at that game. I'm very curious to see what that game was like. I'm gonna have to look at it on Game Pass because
Burrow is out of all the young guys, that's the one young guy that you say that's the shit right there. That's the guy. That's the man right there. Not Herbert. Even though I believe Tua can be that guy, he's not there yet. Certainly not Mac. I live in a box. Jones. All these young guys that we talk about. The only guy that's
if you go say Mac lives in a box, lives in a box too. Don't be disrespectful.
No, but Tua lives in a box because he has no choice. Okay, Mac Jones lives in a box and has a choice. He has a line and a running game, my brother. This is night and day in this discussion here. Tua has no choice but to live in a box. Mac Jones is forced to live in a box because he's limited as a passer, according to Bill Belichick.
So is Tua.
No, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me.
No.
Tua throws deep balls when he has a chance, but he is in a box because the offensive line in the running game don't allow him to play bigger. Mac Jones has no limitations, my brother. He's in a box by choice by the head coach.
I'm not disrespect Mac. I'm not a Mac Jones believer, but I'm not going to knock him and his offense and his style. He runs an RPO offense. RPO offense is in the box. It's quick.
I'm just going to call it like I see it. When they keep your ass to throw the ball 3 times in a game because they don't trust you, and the coach basically says, I can win the game running. I don't need your ass. And you watch him yesterday, he's a guy in the box, bro. That's all he does. He plays in a box, and he's forced to play in a box.
Let's not. So is Tua.
He's not. He's not.
He is.
It's 2 different things. You're not listening to me again.
They are the exact same quarterback. Sorry. They are the exact same quarterback.
But one is forced to play in a box.
Huh?
Okay? One is forced to play in a box. The other one has no choice but to play in a box. Okay? That's the difference.
Both forced to play in a box. They're
no.
One
can only play in a box. The other one has no choice.
One just has a line in a run game. That's the only difference.
If you have a running game and a line and you're
one
forced
has
to play in the
weapons,
box, you suck.
one
You
has
suck.
weapons, one has a line and a run game.
Well, they both have weapons. They both have weapons.
Nelson Aguilar?
And he has 2 tight ends.
Okay.
He has a running game. All of them catch the ball. He's got enough weapons to play the game. The other kid, what's the name of the other receiver? That he's not bad either. The other kid that was a middle round pick for them. He's actually turned out to be a decent player. They got weapons, man. They got enough weapons. Break. How about Tua? Tua outside of Waddle can't count on anybody else. And Gesicki, whenever these idiots want to play him.
Devontae Parker when healthy. Tua can count.
Right, that's what I said. When healthy.
We forget about your guy, Mike Gesicki. Oh,
I just said Mike Gesicki when these idiots play him.
They play him. He's not.
They take him out.
They play him.
You need to watch watch Mac Jones, bro. You need to really watch those games. Okay,
I watched
that man. That they limit his ass. They don't trust him at all.
Tell him you can't block on the line, or you can't help us blocking. So go play slot or go play split end.
No, I'm talking about Mac Jones. Jones. That you got to watch those games. They force his ass to play in a box. They don't trust him at all. Belichick does not trust him. Belichick is smart enough to know this kid's not ready yet. I have to do everything possible for him. He is so remedial that I have to keep him inside that 20-yard box. I'm serious. He took over for Tannehill as man in the box. He is now the man in the box.
They run the exact same offense as Dolphins. They look very identical.
Well, wait till Tua gets a line and running game, and you'll see him going deep too. Because last time I checked in Alabama, he wasn't a check down Charlie either. You know what I'm saying? So he was airing it out. All right.
RPO's quick decisions, quick reads, paint by numbers.
Yeah, but you make big plays off of them.
Yeah, when there's a breakdown or a guy gives you rack yards. Yeah.
I think once you get a threat on the ground, I think Tua's game opens up even more, and I think he'll be able to find some more deep balls. All right, so who is the key on defense today for the Dolphins?
Jerome Baker, because I think you have to put, now that Duke Riley is out because of COVID, you got to put Jerome, or you should put Jerome on the inside, and then maybe have Jalen Phillips play end a little bit more, because Alvin Kamara is a very challenging player. Unless you have somebody else play Duke's role, like Sam Egwavon or Calvin Munson, and I don't think Munson's been here long enough to play it. You definitely, Landon's important, but you're not gonna have a Landon covering.
No.
Yeah. So I think Jerome has to go back into the coverage role. Now, the question when you put Jerome into the coverage role is who plays outside linebacker, which I don't have a name for you.
Well, Egwavon has pass rushing skills, so I think you might be onto something.
No,
there.
But Egwavon is not. They've never liked Egwavon as an outside linebacker. Egwavon did well and then he disappeared, and did well, then he struggled, and he disappeared.
Yeah, because he is what he is. He's a reserve linebacker. He's a good reserve. Helps you out a little bit on special teams, right? So that kind of player. He's like your boy Jesse Davis. That should be like a 6th lineman. That's where Jesse would excel. And the guy is always professional, healthy guy, ready to go and fill in.
Jesse should be your guard, your right guard. No, all right. I got no defense.
I like him too, bro. I like him like I liked Andrew Gardner. Same way. I like him the way I like Jeff Ulenik. There are just certain guys that used to, in the history of the Dolphins that could play multiple roles, and that's what I like Jesse Davis as. I love him as a 6th man. I just don't think he's a starter on a real offensive line. I wouldn't put Jesse Davis as a starter. That's just me. That's where you and I differ on
I didn't.
your Jesse Davis
I didn't say I
love
want to
there.
play in right tackle.
No, I'm saying not starter. For me, Jesse has never been a starter. I think Jesse is the perfect filling guy, like Egwavon. I think Egwavon, Egwavon reminds me a lot of Larry Izzo. Larry Izzo, you want him on your team because he's so phenomenal on special teams. But let's be honest, every time Larry Izzo had to play linebacker, I'm throwing up in the corner because he's just, freaking terrible as a linebacker. You know what I mean? And I love the guy, but, he's just a backup.
I wish they had Duke Riley for this game, but it is what it is. It's COVID. The Saints got 15. No, I think they're up to
21. 21 now.
21. What I miss? Like that's honestly, that's crazy, and it's crazy to even predict what's going to happen in the final 2 weeks of the season, because Dolphins can come back and test and lose 12 guys, and Tennessee could test and lose 12 guys. It's crazy out here right now.
Now the good thing is the Dolphins don't have a quarterback that goes out hoe chasing. So that's the good thing, because those guys that are hoe chasing, you're picking up hoes that got COVID, and then you end up with COVID. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's going on. Some of these guys are hitting the club, they're hitting strip clubs, and that's where they're all catching the COVID and bringing it back to the locker room. That's it, bro.
Wow, are you blaming COVID on chasing women?
Yep. I'm the sergeant in office in a tournament. You hoe chasing. You hoe chasing. You getting COVID because you hoe chasing.
You could have a wife and she brings home COVID to you. Let's not go there.
True.
You could have a wife and she brings home COVID to you.
No, you can get COVID anywhere. I'm not, especially this stinking Omicron thing, that it's just like it's like flying around like anything. Like it goes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you. I'm just saying it just.
Omicron is,
you look at the players, and I don't know. I wonder if I took a poll. I'm noticing that a lot of the players are getting sick. A lot of them may be single. You know what I'm just saying?
Stop it. No. Duke Riley's in a steady, engaged relationship. Stop it.
Hey, he's one of the few.
Greg Mance is a married man. Like,
he should have been hanging around with Duke Riley.
Who's the offensive line? I can't speak for Solomon.
See, you're gonna be able to pick a couple guys. The rest of them, they're all hoe chasing.
You could catch it on a flight from a stewardess. Like,
that's right. You're chasing hoes on a flight, going on the Mile High Club. What is wrong with you? Come on.
I'm not doing this. Like, it's a dangerous world out there. You can catch it going to a restaurant. I'm going to my favorite restaurant for lunch today. Hopefully they're open.
What is it? What's your favorite restaurant in New Orleans?
Oceana. It's a Cajun seafood place. I'm going to have New Orleans style barbecue shrimp, and if you've never had New Orleans style barbecue shrimp, it's not barbecue. Let's just put it that way. I don't know why they call it
all the Cajun that's there. Have you noticed that when you go to a Saints game, is there more farting in the press box of a Saints game because there's more Cajun than there is in Miami?
It's an open.
Although in Miami there are Cuban beans, so I mean, you talk about farting material. I mean, that's right there. But I'm just saying. I'm just wondering:
are you correlating spicy food with farting? Is that
I just correlated Cuban food with farting? So yes, I am.
A lot of beans there. Okay,
huh?
There's a lot of beans in Cuban food, so you're gonna fart with
and spiciness and spices.
I don't think spicy contributes to farting. I really don't.
No,
I don't think so. No, I don't. I'm Jamaican. I eat spicy food all the time. Now I have my bouts.
Well, then maybe that's what it is. Your system's used to it.
There you go. That's what it is. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
But a dude like me that isn't used to it, then that's it. I'm just crop dusting everybody on the press box.
Not open air press box in New Orleans. It's a very That people always say this.
Do you know what crop? Do you know what crop dusting is?
Yeah, yeah,
First
he's
of all?
farting all over
Okay.
the place. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure. Just
But
want to make
as
sure.
I said, it's an opening press.
I'm just wondering because the guy's sitting all the way at the end. He farts on one end, so by the time he gets there, he's left it all, and then by the time he gets to his seat, it's all gone, and he's left it all in the wake. So I'm just wondering. I'm just figuring.
The worst is when they used to give you death dogs at Dolphins game at halftime. The hot dogs.
Yeah, those things will visit your ass in the fourth quarter. Yeah.
Oh my God, that dog is biting you and attacking you by the fourth quarter. Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I never had the hot dogs there because
I
of
had
that.
to stop eating them. I had to stop eating them.
Yeah, I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you. I mean,
yeah,
give me a break. Now, is the food good? Is it the quality of the Patriots? Because from the few road trips that I did, the Patriots were like by far the best spread every time.
I rank Patriots right behind Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay.
Really?
Tampa Bay is surprisingly good.
I wasn't impressed with Tampa the few times I went. Wow. Okay. They must have upgraded.
What puts the Patriots very high is everybody loves the clam chowder. I don't eat clam chowder. So that kind of neutralizes them. But they do have delicious pizza at the end.
No, and their breakfast is good too. They do a good job with their breakfast. If I remember correctly, they had a really strong breakfast spread the last time I went. Now, remember, I went to the old stadium. So when I went, it's the old stadium. So I don't know. That's why I don't know if they've kept it up. You know what? We're going to have Ruthie Polinsky on after you. So we'll ask her.
Okay. Yeah, they top notch, no question. New Orleans is sensational. Dolphins have come up in their Dolphins have improved their game. They've improved their game. They've got a signature dessert now. There's a key lime pie. Apparently, everybody likes it.
Okay.
It's the staple. New Orleans got their clam chowder. We have their key lime pie. We used to have. They went away because of COVID. There was a shaved meat table. Shaved meat always gets high grades from me.
Oh, definitely. Of course.
Yeah. That's how Tampa always has a shaved meat area.
Oh, that's strong there. That's strong. All right. So what's the prediction tonight?
30-17 Dolphins.
Wow, you got the Dolphins scoring 30 points. I love that. All right.
I believe that Tua is going to hit the next level. I think he's going to get it out of gear 3.
Wow.
I think this is the game. He's been really, really dialed in, and he's disappointed by what he did last week.
Well, having Waddle back, I think, will bring some balance to his game because you'll have the guy that he can use as his point to then feed off of that from everything else. So I think the trickle down effect will help him now. With Waddle, now they have somebody that they have to game plan for that they fear, and I think that's really important in an offense when you have a player or two that you have to fear and you have to game plan for, and I think that's what Waddle is, and I think then everything else falls into place after that. I'm with you. I think he has a strong game tonight.
I think you're going to see a lot of Isaiah Ford, and I think he's going to be used as a sort of a safety valve for Waddle.
Got nothing but admiration for Isaiah Ford, man. He is a professional as they get. Always ready. Oh, we will catch you in the post-game show. Don't drink too much. So we've got a straight Omar Kelly on the post-game show.
What time are we doing a post-game show? Like 1 a.m.? Jesus.
Whenever you call in, we grind, we work here, bro. We don't do this wussy ass stuff that they do over at the local stations here. No. We grind, bro.
All right.
All right, baby. You got it.
All right.
You good. There you go. The great Omar Kelly.